I think the biggest wins are going to be in healthcare. And I think this is largely underreported.
You've said this for a long time.
I'm convinced of it. And here's why. As much as we think of ourselves as individuals, biologically, we're very similar to each other. And computers can watch what happens. And now the algorithms are so good that when you go into a hospital, if we know roughly, you give us your permission about information, this is the hospital now, not Google. The hospital can say, hey, we think this is the next ailment that's going to happen. That's how good the algorithms are getting. The whole era of precision medicine, the ability to have medicine that's directed directly at you is directly related to these algorithms. Another example is diagnostics. Pathology and radiology are now better with computers than what the humans do. So what will happen is you'll still have your doctor, but the computer will make a recommendation. That recommendation will be more accurate than the doctor's eyes.
And that was the former CEO of Google, Eric Schmidt, with me on my documentary on AI back in 2019 on where AI is expanding the most. He zeroes in on healthcare. This week, we present AI, the intelligence revolution, with a fresh perspective. Technology giant Microsoft at the forefront of AI expansion and implementation, incorporating AI not just into the workplace, but our everyday lives as well. Joining me right now is the Vice Chairman and President at Microsoft, Brad Smith. Brad, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me, Maria.
Tell us how Microsoft is using AI and how you are enabling business and individuals around AI.
Well, the interesting thing about AI is if there's a problem in the world, and obviously there's many, AI is probably part of the solution. Take healthcare. Let's take a very practical problem. There's almost 2,000 rural counties in America. 45% of them have 5 or fewer doctors. 198 of them have no doctor at all. We need AI to help doctors work better. So we have a co-pilot AI assistant for doctors. I experienced it myself last year as a patient. I'm sitting in a doctor's office and the doctor said, I've got this new product from Microsoft. Would it be okay if I used it to help record what I'm saying to you that I don't have to write up the notes afterwards? And I'm like, let's give it a try. It makes every doctor able to spend more time with patients and less time writing up notes. It enables doctors with our other co-pilot technology to go research your ailment and find the best treatment. And if you're in a rural county where there's a shortage of doctors, this is a game changer. So it's that on steroids across the economy. I'll give you another example, wildfires. Last year, wildfires in this country destroyed almost 7 million acres, roughly the size of the state of Massachusetts. At Microsoft, we're working to put AI with cameras to be able to spot wildfires, identify that it's a fire out of control, and it enables the firefighters to send the right people to the fire faster to put it out before it spreads. That not only saves trees, it saves houses, it saves people's lives. That is why we do what we do.
That is incredible, and it's great examples there. But Brad, so many companies are spending so much money, and the numbers are mind-boggling. We had Meta's new president, Dina Powell-McCormick, on the other day, and she told us that Meta is spending $600 billion on AI and data centers and sort of this build-out. How much is Microsoft spending?
Well, we've said that this fiscal year, this 12-month period alone, we'll spend more than $140 billion, and we'll have earnings next week, and we'll update that. I think the main thing to know is we have more demand than supply. For the first time in my 32 years at this company, we cannot give everybody everything they want to buy. So we need to build out this expansion. It's good for our company, it's good for our customers, it's across the country. Frankly, it is a big part of what President Trump calls the reindustrialization of America. When you look at the economic impact of this, what we're contributing in terms of jobs, but more importantly, what we're contributing in terms of capabilities for every part of the economy, this is critical.
So how are you allocating that money in terms of the build-out? Is it largely for data centers, Brad? Is it for the power that is powering up this revolution? Talk to us about how the money gets allocated, and should investors feel like they'll see a return on investment sooner or later?
Well, look, if you have sales you can't make because you don't have capacity, then as soon as the capacity comes online, you actually start making more money. It's about as simple as that. The truth is, Maria, it's sort of all of the above based on what you were asking. We have to buy land. We have to go buy power. I think one of the most important things that we're doing as a company, and frankly, what the president has nudged the entire industry quite rightly to do, is pay our own way. That means we pay for the electricity generation that we need so that the neighbors and the taxpayers don't have to. We construct these giant buildings. It needs HVAC and cooling systems. It needs all of the electrical components. It needs the chips. It all adds up to these billions of dollars and jobs. Frankly, one of our biggest challenges is getting more skilled labor. You talked about that on this show earlier this week. We're going to need another 500,000 electricians in this country, and it may be in 2 years, it may be in 5 or 7, but the reality is you can't have more electricity without more electricians, and it means working with organized labor, with community colleges across the country to give people the skills so they can fill these jobs.
Yeah, it's a great point. And actually, Dina Powell said that we're going to need 500,000 new electricians. I want to talk to you a little about the fear that is around AI, because we saw what went on with the Pentagon and Anthropic in terms of security issues. Anthropic pushed back, saying we don't want to be involved in having autonomous weapons on the battlefield. And we also have these worries that, you know, Betsy Atkins brought up the other day, saying that there was an Anthropic study and 16 AI agents went rogue. They went into files they weren't supposed to. One of them actually tried to blackmail the human. So where are the kill switches in terms of security and safeguards around all of this? I spoke with Bill Joy about it, and here's what he said about robotics with me in my last AI documentary. Watch this.
Okay.
Bill Joy was saying, look, the robots, we have to have a way to turn them off. Do we have that soundbite of Bill Joy? Here it is.
It's not that we're going to become robots. That's not my major concern. A major concern is we give individuals so much power that we collectively in our society lose the ability to make choice because they'll choose for us.
What about that? Are robots choosing for us, Brad? Tell us your thoughts on security around all of this.
Well, I would say two things on the security front. First, I think this fundamental point is valid. We need to take it seriously. We need to build guardrails even as we move quickly. We came out 3 years ago this month with a proposal that said whenever you have AI that controls something like infrastructure, you know, autonomous robots and the like, there ought to be, we called it an emergency brake. Look, you wouldn't put your kids on a school bus without feeling good that there's an emergency brake on the school bus. You do need to have the ability for humans always to be in control, to slow things down or turn things off. So that's one security issue to think about. The other one, the issue of this month, this year, is really the new powerful models that make it easier for anybody, good or bad, to find vulnerabilities in software, find vulnerabilities in a computer network, and you can either find them and fix those vulnerabilities if you're on the right side, or you can find those vulnerabilities and use them to launch a ransomware attack if you're a bad actor. And what I would say is this. First, I think Anthropic and OpenAI are doing good work. They're being responsible. They're delaying the release, and we at Microsoft have been working with them from the first day where this emerged to help them secure their network, test these models, help our customers, the big banks, test them. But the second thing that I just think is critical, that is not yet the story that people are talking about. In the last 10 days, the White House has done, in my view, extraordinary work. The Office of the National Cyber Director, Sean Cairncross, has brought the entire government together. He has brought the tech sector together. He has brought the financial services sector together with help from Secretary Bessent. We are all working together. I think they've done a month's worth of work in the last week. That is the kind of thing we need to do together. And we do need government leadership. And I personally, our company is very grateful for the leadership we're seeing from the White House on this.
Yeah, and that's why I asked President Trump about this when I spoke with him last week. And I asked him if this is a systemic threat, because Secretary Bessent called all the banks to the table to talk about whether or not bad actors are actually trying to hack into our bank accounts, and can those institutions respond faster than actually the bad actors can.
And I think the thing we should keep in mind is AI is new, but this part of the problem is not. The truth is, everything on Earth is a tool or a weapon. You can take a broom and you can sweep the floor, or you can hit somebody over the head with it. You know, as technology gets more powerful, it can do more great things, or it can be used by bad actors. And we always need to keep both those things in mind. And what we try to do at Microsoft is work with customers, businesses, governments across the country, so that we both enable them to get all the benefits of this technology while we protect against the abuses that otherwise could result.
Brad, this AI revolution is translating into trillions of dollars of spending on it. Do you see this as a new industrial revolution, a fourth industrial revolution?
I think it really is, as the president has said, the reindustrialization of America. That is what this spending is driving. And what I hope people will know is I also think it is revitalizing the American dream. A few weeks ago, I was in a small town, Quincy, Washington, central Washington. It is the place where you can see the future in some ways of what it means to have a data center in a community, because we've built our first data center there 20 years ago, and now we have this massive complex. There are great jobs in these data centers. I met a guy who was 20 years old. He had gone to the local high school. He had gone to the local community college, Big Bend. He had come to work in our data center. He told me the story of how at the age of 20, he had bought his first house. He didn't buy it for himself. He bought it for his parents. It was the first time his parents had ever owned a home. I love that, to me, is what we can do if we do this right. Let's not assume everything will go well, but let's be committed to doing it right.
Brad, real quick before you go, China is trying to do the same thing. Can the U.S. win on AI against China?
We should. We've got the people, we've got the investment, we've got an entrepreneurial spirit. We need to keep our eye on the ball, and we need to work together. We need to actually hold ourselves to a very high standard, especially, I would say, in local communities. We need to be really responsible as we're building these data centers, paying our way, replenishing water, building confidence. If we do these things well, and then we bring these services across the economy as we are to solve real people's problems, we will win this race. But let's also remember, it's not something that gets won in a year or two. It's a race that never ends. We just have to keep at it.
Brad, it's great to have you. Thanks so much for walking us through all of that, and we'll be watching your work. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Brad Smith, Microsoft. We'll be right back.